Welcome to the weekend sports and NFL news, rumors, and comments. This is Sports News Review. Now, let's start off with international sports and what's going on around the world first. Then we'll hit the NFL, which, of course, that's where I really want to do. But let's start with the international news, mostly if it's a Canadian perspective. Okay, so on this one, it says here Pamela Ware's fourth place finish in the women's 1 meter springboard event is the closest Canada has come to winning a medal so far at the World Aquatics Championship in Japan. So, Pamela Ware, this is a weird. This is something I just probably wouldn't be able to have done when I was young. Let's see. Well, it wouldn't look as good either, but this usually gets people's attention. This is what she would look. This is what the sport kind of looks like. Okay, so that is Pamela Ware. She finished fourth in this women's springboard event. All right, from a Canadian point of view, we're hoping at least a medal there. Okay, at least give her a medal. Okay, what else we have is for a Canadian perspective. Is Canada's Ware Valley missed podium by less than 2 points at the Diving Worlds. Oh, so it's the Diving Worlds in Japan. Okay, this is tough. Okay, here we go again. This is tough. So I guess they have to be in sync, as they say, the old band in sync. Oops. They have to be in sync. They have to be in sync. Okay. Alright, so that's Canada's Mia Valet front and Pamela Ware. Okay, that's Pamela Ware we've seen earlier. Okay, placed fifth in the women's 3 meter synchronized springboard event. That's gotta be tough, synchronizing it with your partner. Okay, they even show a video, which I'm not going to show. Okay, Canadian women's sixth in the acrobatic routine. Yikes! Oh, here we go. Men's water. Oh, World Aquatics Championships. Men's water polo. Canada versus China. That was 19 hours ago. I did not know. This is one time I would probably watch water polo if Canada is in a medal game. That sounds very interesting. I'm actually going to watch it, but they didn't have it on this. Well, then again, if it's in Japan, I don't know where it is. If it's in Japan, I guess the time difference kind of threw everything off. Let's see. What I gotta look at. What I gotta do is try to find where is the article because I can't go on the video. Well, okay, I can't go on the video. I'm gonna shut the volume right down. I'm gonna push play and hopefully they can tell me what's going on. I should have got my microphone. So we have someone in the audience holding the Canada flag. That's about all I see so far. And then the commercial comes up. An advertisement, I should say. It's not television here. An advertisement. So an advertisement comes up about getting down. Already? Okay, get comfortable. It's a car commercial. Oh no, it's for a wireless Android something. Okay, get a C160. I hope it has captions. Okay, watch the Canadian men's water polo team take on China at the World Aquatics Championship in Fukuoka? Fukuoka. Hope I didn't say that wrong. Fukuoka, Japan. Gosh, I hope I didn't say it wrong. Okay, ad number 2. Okay, it's over. Ad number 2 is over. This is 1 minute and 17 seconds long. Here comes the team. Paraded out. Somewhat, I guess. Or is it just the refs? Looks like it's just the refs or something. I don't know. I don't know the sport that well. Okay. Okay, so they're showing some action here. What was the scoop on it? I think I'm not gonna get it from this video. I think I'm taking way too long on this. I got in deep on it. Maybe I hope I'm gonna push pause. I'm hoping that this is ending quickly. I'm gonna press pause and see what the score is and what's going down. No, I looked up the score. It's a Group B win. Canada won over China 13-10, Group B win. It's a long tournament going still. It's still going on, but then Canada plays again. There's going to be a few more games they're going to play, and I'm going to hopefully report on Monday, the next Monday, that it's a Canadian water polo men's at least medal round, at least something. Bronze, they played in the bronze game, silver. But let's just hope for gold. So that was at the World Aquatics. That was different. Two sports I don't normally watch, which is swimming and the water polo. But now let's see what other. I know there's other. There. Oh yes, for it's not exactly Formula One cars, but there was the Indy in Toronto. Let's see. I'm gonna have to look that up separately because I don't have it on this part. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk into it, do it real quick. Toronto Indy. Okay, that's gonna be easy. Christian Lundgaard wins Honda Indy Toronto, and not by a whisker. Not by a whisker? What do you mean? Was that close? Or I don't know. What do you mean? IndyCar. Okay. Let's look it up. I should have looked up the news first and then went on. Okay, so 85 laps or 151.81 miles. The tight 11 turn 1,786 mile exhibition place street circuit offers great views of downtown Toronto and often leads to cars attempting probably to do some crazy turns. Okay, so it's cut off right there. Okay, that's the problem with some of these sports like that. If when it comes to racing, is see this Dane Christian Lundgaard converts the pole into the first career win at the Honda Indy Toronto. That's that's a big problem. If you get the pole position, you just you don't let nobody pass you, and that's it. Game like the race is over before it started practically, as long as that racer doesn't make one mistake. I could see why it's not a huge sports venue in my itinerary of watching. I, I, I said that before. This is an example of the dwindling of watching sports. Even though we have more channels and avenues to view sports, I've actually dwindled my sports viewing lower than I was when I was younger. I actually went to one of the Toronto Indies at the time, like the Molson. They used to call it the Molson Indy at the time, and it was raining that day. And I remember buying the person that was kind of down on his luck, but he came with us and it was raining, and we didn't have. So I bought him a baseball cap at the time, which it's the big ones. The last one of the last years of the big, the big huge baseball caps, and it was kind of like lime greenish. Just the material. I just bought it because of the material. I said this is a good one because it's at least it's going to keep the rain off you, because it was like a more smoother material that didn't absorb the water as much as a cotton. So, like I went to one of those Molson Indy. I just walked in. It was raining. They didn't even check the tickets. We just parked the car wherever we felt like it. Those were different days back in the day. Parked the car wherever I felt like it. Didn't pay for parking. Just walked in. But I didn't get to go past the gates though. Like you had to pay to go, but you could watch for free outside the gates. Which when it was raining, it didn't matter. All it was just it was like constantly pouring when we were there, and I was there, and you could just see the water just spin off the wheels. So it was that kind of race. It wouldn't have mattered to watch it. Watch it up in the grandstand, anyways. Maybe it was maybe some grandstands were covered, but I was okay. I just had a raincoat on. I was fine. Let's see. Any other? Let's go to some other sports here. There was also, what else did I also seen the CONCACAF final, which did they mention it here? Let's see. Here it is. Yes. I watched this game, 3/4 of it. I watched 3/4 of it. Didn't even know it was on. I turned it on, and it was the A few minutes left in the second half, first half, and then I watched the entire second half. Mexico beats Panama with late goal. Yeah, from the sub. He just came in. I remember that one. This sub came. Mexico's top Panama 1-0 to clinch the CONCACAF 2023 Gold Cup title on Saturday at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Let me tell you, that was Mexico versus Panama, and that was like a 90+% crowd that was Mexico. Because look how close Mexico is to population. Okay, so you got expatriates living in California, and Mexican patriots, citizens that come over and watch the game, and they put out a good team. Like, they actually wanted to win this Gold Cup. They took it serious because Mexico wanted to get their they don't have to compete for a World Cup spot like Canada and USA doesn't. So, but it wasn't about trying to secure a goal a spot for the World Cup. It was just mainly what it is, just the Gold Cup, and they wanted to win it just to Mexico, to bring a team together. Like, that's mostly what it was for them. And it showed that they were the better team. Oh, I just drank a little bit of this cola and it's flat. It's so disappointing when cola is flat. You get to a certain age, you got to go to the doctor. And I haven't been to the doctor yet. And I got, this is a sports news review, public service announcement. Yeah, if you're over a certain age and you're constantly getting heartburn and upset stomach, I think it's time to go to the doctor and say, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna have to take that pill every day, whatever it is. I can't. I'm drinking too many colas to get rid of the heartburn, which is not a great idea. I mean, it's diet colas and everything. It's just there's an underlying problem that's not being resolved with the colas. So, yes, it was what is the goal scorer was Mexico. Let's see. I can't show the image. It's Getty image. Let's see. SoFi Stadium. Mexico, which allowed just 2 goals in its matches, has won this tournament more than all other nations combined. The U.S. has won 7 Gold Cup titles, and Canada 1. I remember when Canada won that 1 Gold Cup title. It was around 2000 and something. The year 2000. It was almost. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. This is a sports news review. Realizing where has the time been going. Okay, you're over a certain age, as I'm always saying for a joke. There comes a time where the year 2000 is not a big deal to a person like me, where it's only been 22 years plus, like, we're in the 23rd year, more than halfway through the 23rd year. And it's just the years are just going by and it doesn't matter to me. There's no relevance of importance. Like 80s, like leaving high school, going into a college or something like that. Like there are so many markers. Like for me, the 80s was the markers of, you're going from an elementary school to a high school to a college to what are you going to do with the rest of your life kind of deal in this world. And that was the 80s for me. And all in one decade. Like, a span of 80 to 90 was a decade of, from a like I've said, from less than probably, I was already in high school probably, I was already in high school in 80. And, going from high school to college to watching NFL to all day Sunday, when to those days was such a different era. Like, if I have said this before, if only the stations had 2 stations and they used to play football, and you could watch the 4:00 out west game starting at 4 out west, and it'd be 7 here. But CBS and NBC and ABC only had 1 station. per market, which they should have had 2 per market and put the sports on the other one. Well, that would have been a game changer, big time, because yeah, that was a problem. Cutting into the regular programming was a big problem too. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy how the world. It's just I can't imagine this saying that 23 years, 22 years ago, I'd say at least 22 years ago that uh, someone said, "Oh, Canada won the Gold Cup. Is it going to bring soccer up in Canada?" I said, "No, that won't bring soccer high. What it'll do is make people that are interested in soccer going like, oh, at least they have something that Canada wins an event, even though most of the time the other squads don't really put out their best players." So that year was just a combination of Canada putting out its best players, other teams not putting out their best, and Canada wins Gold Cup, and they took it very serious and they won. It's nice to at least win one of those Gold Cups. That's the thing of all those years, because it's what it looked like. It's going to either be Mexico or USA when they take it serious. So, but back to what I'm saying, that 22 years ago, if I would have said, oh, you can have 22 and a half years ago, probably, maybe 22 years ago, uh, you can have your own station practically, your own television station. It won't be over the air, but it'll be like through this thing called the internet, and you got your own channel, and you do. I just can't imagine how insane I would have been to make a studio if the technology was there back in the day. But yeah, I'm getting to an age where I just can't believe I could do all this fun stuff, which I know someone that's like 18 years old right now. I know they have more important things to worry about in their life. Like they're leaving high school, going to a college, or they're leaving high school and going to the world. A good distraction is to make your own new sports review channel like this, and to just to get your mind off things. But they take it for like, oh, it's no big deal because it's there. But yeah, I just started jumping on this because I just felt like, wow, I just can't believe like technology's there. Like I said, I really don't get many views, and I hardly. I last one video I got one video I made is the 4th of July video with I showed George Washington. I asked the AI to do George Washington throwing a football like a quarterback, and I thought it came out pretty good. Except he looks more like a coach though, like holding one football up and one football in his hand, like the like a battle cry. But I liked it. I used it as a thumbnail. That thumbnail got 0 views. Happy 4th of July and NFL news. And like I said, some of these thumbnails do better than others for whatever reason. I'm not a thumbnail kind of clickbaiter kind of person. I just like the idea of 4th of July, and I'm glad it got no views still to this day. Then my latest video I just did got 1 view. And I make sure I don't get by mistake. I don't get 2 views or 3 views by clicking on my own videos on another like I make sure I go into my own YouTube channel, then go into manage videos and make sure that when I want to watch it, that I don't give it an extra view. Like I just love seeing that it's only 1 view. No idea who that one person is. But I guess thank you to that one person. I didn't look up the analytics on how long that one person stayed on and whatever reason they stayed on, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever. But mostly I end up playing this stuff for myself, videos back for myself. Okay, so get back to what I was going on to, which was international sports. So Mexico won 1-0 in the CONCACAF when the substitute came in and scored. Wow, there's 32 teams in the Women's World Cup. Okay, I'll report on the winner on the weekend or what's going down, if it's in 2 weeks or... Right now it's just too early. It's just a whole bunch of names and teams. And oh, there's a Tour de France Stage 15. Okay, I didn't even know the Tour de France was on right now. Okay, Jonas Vingard keeps. That's Vingegaard. Jonas Vingegaard keeps yellow jersey at Tour de France. Wout Poels takes stage 15. Why do these two sound like a bunch of they sound like they're both from the Netherlands. Okay, with the names like that. Let's see. Oh, Slovenian rider. Oh, a Slovenian rider, Tadej Pogacar, right? Cycles ahead of Denmark's. Oh, Denmark's Jonas Vingegaard. Okay, so Denmark, Jonas Vingegaard from Denmark left. Okay. Oh, with just 1 week of racing left in the Tour de France, the duel for the ages between Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogacar could still go either way. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so here are the yellow. Here's the yellow. Obviously, the yellow jersey is Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogacar. Tadej Pogacar and Jonas Vingegaard. Okay, so the yellow jersey is the person with the yellow jersey is the leader. There is your leader, and there is your. So these are the two that they're saying look out for in this race. One of these two could be the next Tour de France winners. Okay, what else do we have? On the world stage here, two-time world champion Blythe Hartley looks at her success. Problem is, it's a video. Can't really. I'm not gonna click on it. There's nothing there. Is that it for the international? Let's see. Well, there's some. Looks like. Here's the for the Women's World Cup. Here's some. Well, here's some happy campers. There's some team members of the Women's World Cup team. They look like a bunch of They certainly look like a bunch of happy campers. Hope they win. Hope I'm reporting on them winning the World Cup championship. Okay, let's see. I covered. There's not much. Okay, the only thing that's left now is good old fashioned NFL. All right, it's where I wanted to be all this time. NFL. 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 Okay. Oh, I'm on sports. That's no good. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm on news. I don't want news. Okay. Sports news. Let's just go to NFL rumors. Let's just go to top stories. Okay, NFL rumors and news. Let's go with some NFL rumors and news. Okay, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs unable to add extensions at deadline presses. Oh, wow. The score, Las Vegas Raiders running back Josh Jacobs and New York Giants halfback Saquon Barkley didn't sign long-term deals before Monday's 4 p.m. Eastern Time deadline for franchise tag players to ink extensions. Dallas Cowboys rusher Tony Pollard also didn't fetch an extension, though he'll report because he went under the franchise tag. This is something about the plug and play position that they're saying that is running back, halfback, whatever fullback is fullback for sure is the plug and play. They're saying that unless you get a super elite running back, you're pretty well going to not expect to be paying for a lot. And that happens. I mean, running back used to be a big thing. Of course, the total apex of the running back was the Herschel Walker trade. That trade, running back. What was Herschel Walker? I guess he would have been a running back, no halfback or anything like that, or slot back. That trade turned two teams in different directions. Cowboys unloaded Herschel Walker for a whole bunch of players that they became starters and part of their winning Super Bowl championship teams. Minnesota, they went the other way. That's a trade that I guess Minnesota. If I was a Minnesota Viking fan, I still looked at that trade going, it was the sign. It was the times. We're the first team to realize running backs aren't like it used to be. I mean, like you used to. Just they used to, they used to roam. It used to be like big giant cars used to roam the earth for no apparent reason, and running backs were everywhere. Like, and every team needed a run. Every team was like, quarterback is nice, but we need a running back. But now we need a quarterback. We need some receivers, and it's nice to have a running back. That's just the way progression is. The only way it changes is if you're a team like Tennessee Titans, which is part of the Breaking Sports News. That's right. Oh, yes. Breaking Sports News. Let's see. Do I have it? Yes. I just remembered. This is Breaking Sports News. Let's see. Let's see some Breaking Sports New NFL News. Let's see. Breaking Sports NFL News. It's going to be, of course, it's unofficial, but it's going to be up there. It's got to be up there. No, they got the Saquon Barkley. They got, not yet, Tony Pollard. State of the 23 team. I'm trying to see who. Trio running backs will not reach. A lot of sites are going on about trio running backs will not reach contract extension. Coaches react to Browns' Deshaun Watson not being named top 10 quarterback. That's okay. They're not reporting on it yet. They're not yet. Not yet. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Let's see. Latest reported wide receiver signings. Let's see. Man, it's such a big rumor. They're not going to. I'm going to push pause and try to find. I'm going to have to find this. Okay, I'm going to have to push pause here and try to find it because they're not reporting on it yet because this is really breaking. Okay, we're back with the news, which is not official 100%, but this is breaking news. Okay, this is breaking news. Somebody has decided to put, let's see, DeAndre Hopkins addition could make Titans a real contender for AFC South. This is breaking sports news. DeAndre Hopkins possibly is signed with the Tennessee Titans. Now, somebody was nice enough to put a DeAndre Hopkins image like this. Now, that is cool. Like, that is just the way people roll. They have a lot of fun with the internet these days. Okay, that is not how it's supposed to look yet. Not yet. We're not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans. Let's see. Let's see how true it is. Let's just ask that. Did DeAndre Hopkins... Okay, let's ask it better. Make sure I get it. Did DeAndre Hopkins sign with the Tennessee Titans? Okay, 5-time All-Pro wideout DeAndre Hopkins has chosen his new NFL team. Hopkins has agreed to sign a deal with the Tennessee Titans after visiting the club earlier this offseason. Did he sign with them? Let's go to the Tennessee Titans official webpage and see if they have anything on it. And I bet you there's going to be not a thing on it. TennesseeTitans.com. I want theirs. I want their official ones. Okay, they got training camp preview. I don't think so. Let's see. Latest. Come on, load up. What's taking so long to load up? Is it mine or is it their end? No, they got a good server. It's got to be on this end. Okay. Schedule release. Latest videos. Latest photos. Rookies. Not a thing yet. There is no headlines. Okay, let me read their headlines on their official webpage. Okay, the 2023 training camp preview. A look at the defensive line. No mention of DeAndre Hopkins there. The weekend mailbag. Jay Watt answers questions from Titans fans. No DeAndre Hopkins news there. Titans 23 training camp preview. A look at wide receivers, but they're gonna. I'm gonna throw it in. I'm gonna go in there. Okay, let's go in there and see what they're gonna say. Let's see. The in camp. Kylan Banks, Chris Moore, Nick Westbrook, Inkinche. Didn't know that. Kyle Phillips, Racy McMath. That sounds funny. Name sounds funny. I hope he gets far. The Racey McMath. Never heard of last name McMath before. That's amazing. Colton Dowell, Mason Kinsey, Reggie Robertson Jr., Tre'Shaun Harrison. No, I don't happen to see a name that says Deshaun Watson. 2023 Trains Camp Preview. A look at the wide receivers. Where's the look at Deshaun Watson? Nice. It's it's just the way it is. Is it there? Let's see. Where and then it says, and I rewound it a bit. So and then it says, who did D Hop? Remember, he had his own moniker. D Hop and DeAndre Hopkins signed with, and D Hop possibly. Let's see. It says DeAndre Hopkins. Sports Illustrated. Okay. The SportsIllustrated.com says DeAndre Hopkins to sign, so he hasn't signed yet. Last word on sports: DeAndre Hopkins signs with Tennessee Titans after entire offseason trade. Titans expected to sign receiver. That's on NFL.com. The Titans expected to sign wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to 2-year, $26 million deal. Is it official? Is it official? Wow. What do you do with your old Cardinals jersey? Oh, wow. Look, someone even decided to do this for that one game a year that they're going to play in this, okay? Okay, this is just for fun, right? Because they're planning on this one game a year, okay? So that's a lot of fun. I find it a lot of fun. I this is just like Aaron Rodgers. Is it like it's probably true? It's the signing, but can we officially say yeah? Can you officially go get your DeAndre Hopkins Tennessee Titans receiver jersey? Number 10. Is he getting number 10 even? Like, we don't even know yet. But if you're DeAndre Hopkins, you're going to get number 10. Who's got number 10? Who is currently number 10? Let's see. Who's currently number 10 on Tennessee Titans? Let's see. Kearis Jackson, number 10? Number 10. No, I want. Yeah, yes. No, the number 10. With the number 10. We're in number 10. Let's see. Who is currently wearing number 10 on their jersey for the Tennessee Titans? I gotta look it up. See. Oh wow, they're gonna be a zero. Zero cornerback Sean Murphy. Wow, and someone's picking number zero. Then the two is gonna be used. 11. There's no one. Okay, 10 is up for grabs. It looks like 10's up for grabs right now, and of course he's got number 10. If he wants it, he's got it. They're gonna give it to him. Easy sell. You can even wear your old. You can go to if you go to Tennessee. If Tennessee ever plays Arizona, I don't know the schedule at the offhand, but yeah, you can even wear their you can even wear their number 10 Arizona if you still have if you happen to have one. But I say that yes, if he wants it, they're gonna give it to him. That's DeAndre Hopkins. It's not just a regular player. There's a lot of cash involved here too. Okay, so let's just look. Let's go. I'm going to go some more NFL rumors here. Let's see some other NFL rumors. Oh, D-Hop tweets after Titans deal. Let's see. Ooh. Can I click on that? No, I can't. Well, let's see. Oh yes, they're going on. Jacobs not expected at camp. That's the running back problem we have. There's no new deal for star running backs. Saquon won't report to camp. Saquon Barkley will must start the Giants training camp after not getting an extension. Can't blame these players. They could be such a short shelf life. This could be their year and nothing. 6 squads who set themselves up for disaster to kick off the season. And it shows Bill Belichick. Wow. Picking on Bill here. Oh, come on. They're picking on Belichick here. Okay, let's see. Giants Saquon weren't close on deal. Both sides were still looking. Both sides are still talking, but couldn't reach a deal. That's the way it's gonna be. Yes, we got Pollard Pollard extension not expected, but he'll show up because he's going to play under the franchise tag. Oh, here it is. The Hopkins tweets. Here it is. This is public knowledge. Okay, so let us read the tweet. It says, DeAndre Hopkins. All sports expects and be analysts be mad at your management, not me. Okay, I always loved hating haters and doubters, but I appreciate it more now. Tighten up. I guess this is right there for folks to read. It's all public knowledge. Okay, that's what he says. Okay, we'll take it. It's just fun to read, but very cryptic messages there. Okay. What else do we have? Lance should be damned. Oh, Lance should demand trade to one of these 3 teams. Okay. I don't know. I don't know much about managing a football team in real reality, not just a sports talk analysis on my own YouTube channel here. I'm talking but would I get rid of Trey Lance? I don't. I don't think I'd get rid of. I wouldn't get rid of him. I mean, as a quarterback, the like, just you never know what could happen to Brock Purdy if you're going. But he could. It says that he should demand a trade. I guess you get to start more. I'm trying to see. Obviously, not the end. Is that a Carson? I just want to see. Is this a Carson Wentz sighting? No, that's not a Carson. Is this? I'm not sure who this is. Okay, I'll show a picture of it, and I'm not. I'm trying to find who it is. Okay, I'm not sure who that is. It looks like Carson Wentz to me. That would be. That could be way off base here. Let's see. I'm trying. I go on it. Let's see. Oh, that's Robbie Gould. Oh, kicker Robbie Gould shares why he didn't re-sign with the 49ers. Oh yeah, he. Oh, that's kicker Robbie. It almost looked like Carson Wentz. I would have been a crazy Carson Wentz. Was it a Carson Wentz sighting? Oh, that would have been funny. But kicker Robbie Gould and the 49ers parted ways this offseason after 6 seasons. It's unclear why the two sides couldn't unite on a new deal. The 49ers elected to go to a younger and cheaper at the position when they drafted Jake Moody in the third round. While the 49ers found their replacement for their longtime kicker, Gould is yet to find a replacement team himself. Well, it turns out Gould never wanted to leave the 49ers. Uh, the change wasn't my decision. Obviously, at the end of the season, they had to make a decision. Ultimately, they wanted to go in a different direction. We put out the tweet that we were going in a different direction, or we found out it was a great run. It was a lot of fun. I wish my teammates nothing but the best. I would have loved to have gone back there. I told them I wanted to go back there. We never got an offer from the team, and we never got a conversation about coming back. The whole time it seemed like Gould was the one who decided he wanted to change the scenery, and maybe he did. And maybe he's just saying that now because the agency didn't go the way he wanted it to. Another factor is the 49ers probably thought Gould was at the end of his rope. It started to show with his kickoffs no longer generating adequate touchbacks. Kicking off might not be his strength anymore. I I still say that I'm in the agreement that. 1 second, I'm gonna have to push pause for a second. That I'm in agreement that kickers should be allowed to be on a team as an extra player, like the quarterback. You should have two kickers on the team, like one that just kicks off. And if there's an injury to your kicker, that he could play as the kicker for field goals. And like the whole point is that you, football has become a very specialized sport where the to me, anyways, like if I owned an NFL team, that would be like part of the rules committee I would put in place. Would say, hey, let's vote on this, which I hope everybody says yes to. Is let's allow a team to have two place kickers on the team that doesn't take up like the second place kicker is not taking up a roster spot. Okay, it just is a backup and used for kickoffs. If they want just somebody used for kickoffs. Well, you have a long snapper. I mean, they caved into the long snapper idea. I can imagine, like back in the day, if I remember correctly, I don't know when the history of long snapper. Let's see. When did teams start? That's a question. It's probably so long ago. I don't even remember when teams started using long snappers. Let's see. When did NFL teams start using long snappers exclusively? Let's see. In gridiron football, Wikipedia, gridiron football. The long snapper is a center or special teams whose duty is to snap the football over long distance, typically around 15 yards during punts, 7 to 8 yards during field goals, and conversion attempts. Overview in the NFL. Okay, unlike college, NFLs do not provide for a set period of time after the snap before the long snapper can be engaged by the defense. However, no defensive player can line up directly in front of the long snapper when the offense is in kick formation. Officials generally enforce this rule through a verbal admonishment to the offending player prior to the snap. If the defensive lineman moves to a legal position before the snap, no penalty flag is thrown. Before specialization, the long snapper often was a player who primarily played another position, mostly assumed to be backup centers because they perform regular snap duties to quarterbacks, and also the quarterback's position further out in the shotgun formation. However, a recent example would be Alan Eldridge, who started at linebacker for the Detroit Lions and also served as the team's long snapper. Buccaneers tight end Dave Moore spent the final 3 seasons of his career as the team's long snapper, while regularly appearing on offense. This allows the team to address another non-specialist player. Now, every team in the NFL has a specialized long snapper, a trend on the Washington Redskins in 1971. See, that's the thing. They were ahead of the time when it became apparent that long snapping is a special skill that you have to have, and you just can't just go, oh, I'll just throw a backup center, or let me just try to sneak in another player so I can get. It's just not. It's just gonna hurt at the end. Now, that's the same way that this has evolved too for me. That I think teams should be allowed to have 2 place kickers. I think they should just, if you're going to have special teams, the punting, the kickoffs, you should be allowed to just have special teams roster on your team that does not affect your average, the 53. You could keep the 53-man roster, as they say, or 52, whatever you want to call it, because you can take the kickers both now. Now, you got 2 kickers if you in my scenario, and you have a set of 12 players that are special teams, like punt and kickoffs. So you just don't throw a cornerback or a safety out to catch a ball. You don't take up a rock. That way, you can have wide receivers, slot backs, and the slot receivers, as you say, and not take up a roster spot, and have your special teams. A special teams is just going to be hit and miss. It's too important. The game is becoming too fast, too furious, they say. It's too much hit and miss with special teams finding the players. They should just be allowed to have a special teams roster. But what are they afraid of? Is this because they don't want to find out later that, maybe we're going to have to put some special teams players in the NFL Hall of Fame? Is it the NFL Hall of Fame? Or do they own the Football Hall of Fame? I'm not sure. So that's the thing. Let's see. That's such a small detail there. I don't think that's the problem with not having a special teams roster on every team. Dedicated special teams roster that does not take up space. You don't, what I mean? They can. You got your 53 man roster and the special teams roster, and they can only play on the regular roster during the game when a player is hurt. That's it. If a wide receiver is hurt, okay, you got a special teams player that can kind of catch the ball. If you really want to throw another receiver in there, go ahead. Because that's just how, to me, the game is rolling. It's rolling really fast, and it's getting faster. But that's just me saying that. My thing is that, the whole kickoffs in there, well, there may be a time when there might be kickoffs, and instead just get the ball at the 25-yard line, and second is for to make to get the onside kick. There's going to be no more onside kick. It's just 4th and 10. You get to in the last 2 minutes of the half, and the last 3 minutes. Let's make it 3 minutes at least, 3 to 5. Whatever, however far you need to come back. Okay, we'll make it 4 minutes. The last 4 minutes of a half will a team after scoring a touchdown. If they're behind, they are allowed to go for a 4th and 10. So if they don't make it on that, the team gets the ball wherever the ball ends up. The other team gets the ball on that, but the chances you take the chance of trying to make a first down, because the onside kick is so rarely won in the NFL. It's not even worth trying, almost, in the sense that, like, would you rather try would you rather try 4th and 10 or an onside kick? I'd rather try 4th and 10 99% of the time. I don't even know what that 1% is that would try it onside kick. But yeah, so the game is evolving, and just think of the fans growing up right now. They're not going to remember all these nuances of you're ruining the game. They said that. I bet you there was baseball purists that said, how about the pitch count? And I just forgot. I just forgot about my Toronto Blue Jays. How are they doing? They're probably not doing that great. Maybe I'll report on them next Monday night. Remember to report on Blue Jays next Sunday night. But the whole point being is that the football is changing dramatically, in the sense that there are a lot of things I could put out and say, and it makes too much sense. And the one that really should be looked at 100% is the continuous clock down of throws. Like, the game's taking too long. Then the Monday Night Football game doesn't start till 8:30ish. And I know that. Forget about the West Coast crowd. They're just not there. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. Either they're watching the game or they're not watching the game. I mean, they're not. It's not like 8:30, 9:30. Then you start to get to 11:30. That's the whole point. Isn't it? You gotta try to wrap this up before 11 o'clock. Like, that's how you get a consistent fan base. Well, and Sunday night's been pretty successful for NBC at one time. And then and then the role changes too. I like to see a lot of changes, and one of the changes I don't want to see is playoffs in the NFL, and of course the Super Bowl, ever going exclusively on cable only, or a streaming service only. It's not the same. Okay, it's okay. Let's just say Super Bowl 65 is exclusively on some platform. That's it. No over-the-air television. It's going to hurt in the long run. It's just slow. It's just going to... It's just one of those things that they don't... Sometimes when something is old standard, sometimes it's good. Now, that's what I said earlier. I'm all for changes, but I'm not for changes that, like... that I could see that, like, you're just limiting your audience. I mean, if you want to have regular season games platform only, okay, fine. But if your playoffs and Super Bowl are not over the air, that is definitely going to dramatically change the scope of NFL football viewing. So, well, you look at a league like the CFL. They don't. There is no over-the-air television on the CFL. They're lucky to be on cable television. I don't know how long the CFL is going to last as an entity. I think they might have to switch to a spring league, merge with the XFL, because there's 4 downs. Keep the 20-yard end zones though. I love the move the goalpost 10 yards in, at least. Move the. It's just move him 20 yards in. So what? An extra. You know what? You line up. Keep the 1 yard off. I like the 1 yard 1 yard keeping the 1 yard stance from the scrimmage, so the opposing team must be a yard from the scrimmage line. I like that. The punts, it gives a weird dimension to it where you have to return the punt. If you don't return the punt, then you pretty well you drop the ball. But you have to get 5 yards to let the player return the punt. I still like that. I don't mind the rouge if it was like if it stays in bounds. I think I think that if the ball stays in bounds, then it's a single. But if the ball goes out of bounds, it's not a single. Like a field goal. If you missed a field goal wide right or wide left and it goes out of bounds, I don't think it should be a point. A point for trying, because the Americans don't like that. If we're gonna merge and try to get American viewers again, Americans don't like single points for not. But if the team thinks that the ball's gonna stay in bounds after a punt, and they're not gonna run it out, then yeah, a single point. It has to stay in bounds to get the single point, or the player tries to run the ball out of the end zone and doesn't make it. But like I said, the biggest thing is the goalposts have to be moved. At least they have to be moved out of the way. So yeah, there's we have a long season to come still in the NFL. Like, what's the latest? We got training camp. When is training camp happening? I don't even sure yet. When is the NFL training camp starting? July 31st. Okay. July 31st, we got training camp. So the whole month of August of training camp with the Hall of Fame game starting preseason, kicking off the preseason with the Hall of Fame game. And so that's good. I just can't wait for the season to start. I think it's best that the season is short like this, only 18 weeks, because that's what gives it so much attention to can't wait till the season starts again. But until then, till next Monday, a big goodbye from Sports News Review.